Okay, it
Thank,
started.
thank you. And so first of all, I'd like to thank everyone for being here with us today. We appreciate you taking time out of your day to join us, and we thank you for your interest in the Rehabilitation Counseling and Disability Sciences program at University of South Florida. I'd like to start today by introducing the faculty and staff, and so we'll start by doing that. I will keep the presentation moving, and what we'll do is we'll leave time at the end for any questions that anybody may have. And so if you would, if you have questions throughout, if you want to put it in the chat, we will be monitoring the chat and trying to keep up with that. Um, so please, like I say, any questions you have, put them in the chat or let us know at the end because we will save some time. And to go ahead and get the faculty introduction started, Dr. Buckles, are you with us today? Would you like to start things off for us?
I can start things off. So I'm Dr. Buckles. I am currently the interim program director for the CRMHC program, which houses the RCDS program. And so you won't per se see me in the day-to-days, but I do oversee the program and work with both Dr. Worthies.
Thank you. And Dr. Amanda DePippo also works with the RCDS program. She was unable to be here today, but she is an associate professor and associate program director as well, interim program director as well. Dr. Leah Worthy.
Hi, everyone. So I'm Dr. Leah Worthy. I'm an assistant professor of instruction for the online RCDS program, and I am also the field placement coordinator. So helping with securing sites, and we'll teach all of your field placement classes. But thank you for being with us today, and we look forward to sharing more about our program with y'all today.
And we have Tatiana Acosta.
Hello, my name is Tatiana Costa. I'm the academic program specialist. Nice to see all of you here today.
And I am Dr. Brandon Worthy, and I'm an assistant professor of instruction and the program coordinator for the RCDS program. And thank you all for your introductions. And we will move on to the next slide, and we will talk about the mission statement. And so the RCDS mission statement, the mission of the RCDS program is to improve the quality of life for people with disabilities and their families by educating graduate students with the essential skills, knowledge, and dispositions needed to become ethical, responsive, and culturally competent professionals working in the field of human services. And so the RCDS program was born out of a 50-year established program. The faculty, RCDS faculty, is comprised of experts in the field. The instructors are experienced in teaching online, and the program has established connections to both VR and disability communities nationwide. The RCDS Master of Science is a fully online 60-credit master's degree program. It is CACREP accredited as of last April, and it is also recognized as a Center of Excellence by the Commission on Rehabilitation Counseling Certification. Upon completion of the RCDS program, the credential and opportunities that you will have is to become a certified rehabilitation counselor. And so we prepare, the RCDS faculty prepares students to become certified rehabilitation counselors upon graduation. With that, also being a CACREP accredited program, our graduates are also eligible in some states to become licensed mental health counselors. You'll want to make sure you check with the licensing requirements in your state to ensure that that would be an opportunity that would be available for you upon graduation. Also, if you have any questions about that and would like to speak more about it, you can reach out to us. We'll be happy to set up a meeting and discuss any concerns that you may have. The program is designed to be flexible for working professionals. And so all but 4 classes in this program are asynchronous. And so typically assignments and things are due on Sunday nights by 11:59 p.m. So it kind of gives you flexibility throughout the week to work at your pace. There are 4 classes that meet synchronously. Typically, those class meetings are held on Wednesday nights between 6 and 8:45 Eastern, or 6 and 8:45 p.m. Eastern. So be aware of that if you're applying to the program, that there are 4 classes that will require in-class attendance. The rest are fully online and fully asynchronous, with the exception of maybe 1 or 2 class meetings here and there. So we offer the RCDS program offers specialized training for those interested in working with individuals with disabilities, and the emphasis of the program is on advocacy for social justice and societal change. Next slide. Thank you.
All right, so like Dr. Worthy mentioned, main focus of this program is for CRC exam and credentialing and preparing certified rehab counselors. So in order to earn your CRC, you do have to take the CRC exam. The exam's offered 3 times a year and it costs $420 right now. But with this credential, it certifies that you are a qualified rehabilitation counselor, and it does make you more marketable to employers, and it enhances the quality of services provided to people with disabilities by ensuring that you are have the foundational knowledge and are trained as an ethical counselor, and up to date on best practices in the field. So with the CRC exam, you can take it for the first time once you've completed 75% of your coursework. So if you are accepted into the RCDS program, I provide more details about the CRC exam during orientation and then during field placement classes and the process for registering exams. And then also in internship class, we do spend some time reviewing for the exam. So between the classes, the reviews, once you're eligible to take the exam, you should be well prepared for it. And again, like Dr. Worthy said, the program is recognized by the Certified Commission on Rehab Counseling as a program of excellence. So that means that all of our classes do align and teach the professional competencies that are recognized by the CRC, which again, just better prepares you once you are graduated to complete the CRC exam. All right, next slide. So because this program is KCREP accredited, you are also eligible to earn a mental health counseling licensure, either the LMHC or LPC, whatever is recognized in your state. And so while the RCDS program does primarily focus on training rehab counselors, we do still teach all of the skills and techniques and interventions needed to be a mental health counselor. So with mental health licensure requirements are different in every state as of how you apply, or the application process, the supervised hours process. All of that is different state to state. So again, if you are interested in the mental health side or earning both certifications, please reach out to us at the start of the program so we can walk through what your state's requirements are to make sure you are gaining the experiences needed to get that licensure if that is your career goal.
Okay, so just looking at kind of giving you an idea of the field, the outlook for mental health counselors and rehab counselors is both very high. So finding jobs in this field is not really, a difficulty. This kind of gives you an idea of the average pay in the field and where it's at, but really the takeaway is that this degree does provide an avenue to a highly growing, highly competitive field in both.
All right.
I think I'm back. Sorry.
No worries.
Am I back?
You
Okay,
are.
there we go. I apologize for that. That's technology for you. But basically, what I was saying is the takeaway is that this is you will be in high demand, and it provides that credential that can get you definitely in a field that's growing and will be continue to grow in the future. And this is the information on for rehabilitation counseling specifically. So both again tend to be very fields that are in demand, and so knowing that you are going in a place or getting a degree that can result or increase your career opportunities if you're already working in the field.
And on the screen now, we have an example of a full-time plan of study. And so if you attend the program full-time, then you will complete it in 2 years. And so the way it's set up is you'll have, if you start in the fall, you'll have 3 semesters your first fall, you'll have 4 in the spring, and then your first summer, you'll take practicum, which will be your first field experience. And you'll have 4 the following fall, 3 in the spring, the second spring, which is when you'll take your internship, and then you'll have 3 classes in the summer. Now, to give you, now we also offer a part-time opportunity for students, for those who cannot commit to a full-time attendance. And if we go to the next slide, please. This is an example of what a part-time plan of study looks like. And so with this, you would average about 2 classes per semester and 1 throughout the summers, with the exception of the final summer. Um, and so there are a lot of people, a lot of students that are interested in the part-time plan of study that work full-time. It's easier to manage within their schedule. And so we like to have this opportunity there for students as well. Another thing that we offer is opportunities for non-degree seeking students to take courses as well. So if you're maybe someone that's interested in taking a few courses, or maybe you're just interested in taking a couple courses, see if it's something that you're interested in, or potentially for licensure, then you can reach out to us. We do make it available depending on the situation for students to take courses as non-degree seeking students. So one thing that we do ask is that you bring a letter from your licensing board listing the classes that they are requiring that you take. And outside of that, if you think that this might be a degree that's right for you, you can reach out and see if we can make it an exception to potentially allow for a non-degree seeking student to take a course, just to kind of see if this is the potential direction that you want to go in. So sometimes we do have people ask for those types of exceptions as well. And so if you're interested, please reach out to us. We would love to speak to you more about how this program could work for you. And next slide. Thank you.
All right, so field placement. So there are 2 main field placement experiences in our program, which is practicum, where you get 100 hours of field experience, and then internship, where you get 600 hours of field experience. So when you leave, you have a total of 700 hours working in the field. These field experiences are a great place for you to network with potential employers in the community and also apply everything that you've learned in class with that hands-on experience working with whatever your selected population or setting is. So with internship, this is basically a full-time job. 600 hours over the 16-week course is about 40 hours per week to get the hour requirement. With both practicum and internship, we can help you identify placement sites, opportunities available, but it's ultimately going to be up to you to secure your site. So you're responsible for contacting the agencies, sending them your application materials, and then going through whatever onboarding interview process that they have. But, we are here to help identify sites with you, see what aligns with your career goals and your interests, and then also make sure that your potential site meets the requirements for the program and accreditation. So One thing I do want to say is if you are currently working in the field in a rehab agency, a rehab organization, mental health agency, you can use your current job as a field placement site. It's always a bonus if you can get paid during your field experiences and also get the class credit. But what I will do is work with your site, your supervisor at your work to ensure that you are given the responsibilities in your position to ensure you're working as a rehab counselor and being able to apply those skills and knowledges with your clients. But also, if you are not working in the field, you can meet with me or your advisor, your program advisor, and we will help work through identifying a placement for you. So field placement classes, as well as some of those other clinical classes like the counseling skills and techniques, they are going to use a software called Supervision Assist. And so in Supervision Assist during field placement, that's where we'll track all of your hours, we'll do all of your evaluations in there. So part of the practicum requirement is that you record 3 10-minute audio sessions that are played in class so that we can evaluate skills and growth and provide feedback. So those recordings can also be done directly in Supervision Assist. Supervision Assist is completely HIPAA compliant. So it stores and records those videos. And then in the clinical classes like skills and techniques, you have to do role plays to demonstrate skills. Again, you can record directly into Supervision Assist, give your instructor access, and they can provide comments directly on your video with timestamps of where their feedback is. So that is used throughout the program. It is a cost of $250, but again, it'll give you access to also our directory of potential sites that we already have agreements with. So if you're exploring sites, you'll have access to that list as well through Supervision Assist. And then I am the field placement coordinator. So if you have any specific questions about if you're working in the field and that would count for field placement, please don't hesitate to reach out to me with any questions about field placement, and I can either answer them through email or we can set up a time to discuss.
Right. So next we want to talk about program cost. And so the structure of the RCDS programs allows for it to be a flat rate, regardless whether you're in state or out of state. And so the rate is $600 per credit hour. Graduate student, there is a graduate student fee added each semester to the cost of attendance, and it's currently $36.48. I don't know how often that changes, but there is an additional right now $36.48 that would be added to a semester. But so if you're looking to calculate the cost of the program, it's pretty easy with this because a lot of the graduate fees and things like that on-campus students would be charged. RCDS students are not, because it is an online program. Now, that being said, you also don't have the same access to all the same facilities as an on-campus student would have. But if you wanted to calculate the tuition, you could take 60 credit hours times $600, and it's $36,000. You add the $250 for supervision assist, and you get a total of $36,250. Now, that does not include the grad student fee. So if the fee stays the same for the next 2 years, then you could count on that being $36.48 each semester. Like I say, it does have the potential to change. Financial aid, there are no RCDS program scholarships available, but you are eligible to apply for the same scholarships as any other student at the university, and the university has a site that you can go to learn more about what scholarships are available. And there are also state tuition reimbursement programs. Now, that's very different than a tuition waiver program, so I do want to mention that there is a difference. With a reimbursement program, the student pays for the tuition up front, and then their employer reimburses that tuition to them. The waiver, the RCDS program does not accept state waivers. It does accept state tuition reimbursement programs. If you have any other questions about that, please let us know, email us. I also noticed in the chat there was a question about transfer credits. And so I would like to go ahead and touch on that. The university policy is that transfer credits must have been completed within the past 7 years. They cannot have been used towards another master's degree. And when you have the transfer credits evaluated, you'll want to make sure that you bring copies of your syllabi to that meeting when you discuss that. I'm just going to take a quick look in the chat and see if there's anything else. Is there still an RSA grant to help with tuition? There's not currently. We did not get the most recent RSA grant. We're hoping that they release funds again this year and that we can reapply, and we will reapply as soon as we are able. Do you have to take courses exactly as a particular plan of study lays it out, or can it vary? A lot of the courses in the plan of study are in the order that they're in for a reason. Some classes need to be taken in order, and some are a prerequisite for other classes. So it depends. It depends on how you're interested in taking those classes. Taking 3 courses one semester instead of 2. Yeah, you can do that. You certainly just want to meet with your advisor and discuss your plan of study. The plan of study is very flexible as far as the order of each of the courses. Some courses have to fall in a certain order. So just meet with your advisor. Any one of us would be happy to talk to you about the flexibility. Let's see. Oh, sorry. It looks like those have been answered.
No, so there was a couple other I've been doing the chat, Dr. Worthy, but
Okay.
so Victoria also asked, would the program costs be affected if as a non-degree seeking student? So for non-degree seeking students, you would, whatever class you're taking is typically 3 credit hours. So you still have the 600 flat rate credit hour. You probably will not be using supervision assist for your classes, depending on which class it is, but we'll work with you on that one. So you can calculate it using the 600 credit hour, 600 flat rate per credit hour, and then the graduate fee. So it depends on how many classes you end up needing as a non-degree seeking student and are taking. And then there was also a question if students working for licensure in 2 states for mental health. We haven't ever worked with a student that needed that at this point, but because the requirements are different in states, we would just need to look at what's required in the 2 states you're interested in and walk through that process. But since it does vary state to state, we'll just have to look at what the requirements are for your state and see what the situation is.
And for the CRC license, it's a nationally recognized certification. So if you are certified as a CRC, then that licensure is good state to state. As far as mental health licensure, that's something that students seek after the program. It's not something that we assist students with in the program. We prepare you with the skills that you need to seek licensure later after the program. But as I said before, it is a focus on rehabilitation counseling as well.
And then Ryan asked, can applicants apply for scholarships prior to admission? Dr. Buckles, do you know if there's any guidance on that?
I believe I can speak on that too.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Y'all hear me? Sorry, what was the question? Because I think it was breaking up right at that point in time.
The question. Yeah, sorry, Dr. Worthy.
It was, can applicants apply for scholarships before they're admitted to the program?
Yeah, they need to have admission. So they won't be able to go through the U.S. stuff or any fellowships. They're going to want to know you are admitted to, that you've been offered. So you will need that offer letter and the letter from graduate school is generally what they do. So if it's like, hey, can I get funding? And then I'll decide to go that way, it won't. you would have to be in a program typically.
Dr. Worthy, you're muted.
Yeah, no worries. I think that's everything on the program cost, though, unless there's any additional questions for that.
All right. So, we hope some of you do want to apply after hearing about our program. So we wanted to talk about the application process. So it's pretty straightforward. When you click on the application portal link that is included in the slides, it will take you straight to the application portal. But that portal can also be found on our Apply Now tab on the website. But once you start the application, you'll fill out some demographic information and then you will be prompted to submit application materials. So first thing you need to submit is a purpose statement. So we want to know the reasons that you are applying, why you want to work in the field, the reasons you think you would be a good fit with our program. And then we also need a resume or a CV. We also need 3 letters of recommendations. Once you put in your recommender into the system, they will automatically send a notification out to that person to submit the letter. So you don't have to get the letter from the person and submit it. They submit it themselves. If you are in school or if you have recently graduated, we would like one of those letters of recommendation to come from a professor or a former professor. But if not, then someone who is in a supervisory position or in a leadership role who supervises you would be acceptable for one of those letters. We also need a copy of your transcript. If you graduated from USF already, you don't have to send us a transcript. We have access to them, but if you've graduated from a different school, we do need a copy of your official transcript. The other thing we need is GRE scores. So if you do have field experience working in a rehab agency or an organization or mental health, it can be volunteer experience, any experience working with individuals with disabilities, please reach out to our program email and we can see if you are eligible for a GRE waiver. With that GRE waiver, you do not have to take the GRE. So that is a benefit of applying with our program, is that if you have the experience, we can waive the GRE. And then also part of the application process is we have a supplemental form where you do have to agree to a background check. You are going to be working with clients during our program, so some sites do require background checks. So once all application materials are submitted, we review it, and then Dr. Brandon Worthy will reach out to you for a virtual interview via Teams. During that interview, we want to learn more about your career goals and how you fit in with the program. And, you know, it's a chance for you to ask us questions and make sure we're a good fit with you. So that is the last step in our application process. With the application, also through the online portal, you do, it will require you to, there's a fee for the application. Sometimes once you submit, everything will go to your spam folder with the confirmation. So if you don't get a confirmation that everything was submitted successfully, check your spam. If not, please reach out to the email listed here, the cbcs-rcds@usf.edu, and we can confirm that we received everything. So for application deadlines, if you are interested in starting in the fall, applications are due by June 1st. If you are interested in starting in the spring, applications are due October 15th.
All right. So for more information, you can go to the QR code on the screen. Also, does anyone have any questions? We have some time left, so if there are any questions, when will the admission process begin? So the first round of interviews has already begun, and so if you are interested in the program, go ahead and submit the application, and you should hear something. Once we receive the completed applications, generally you will hear something within the following week to schedule an interview. So We admit 12 students per cohort, and it is a very competitive program. So if you're interested in attending, the sooner you get your application in, the better. We will do rounds of interviews until we get our cohort. Yeah, any other questions? Is there an undergraduate GPA there? Well, 3.0 is the recommended GPA. Now your application packet contains a lot of information outside of the GPA. So we'd like to tell people not to let that hinder you from applying, and that if it's something that you're concerned with, to reach out to us, and we'll have that conversation and see discuss your concerns. Any other questions? Well, today's presentation was recorded, so if you want to go back and watch it at any time later, we will get that posted on the website, the RCDS website.